On this all-new episode of Nightlife, we relive the Four Nations Face-Off Championship game featuring Team USA and Team Canada.
This is a massive event. I think we all understand that.
It's been an unbelievable ride here. Now it's time to finish the job.
And both coaches talked today that they hope more than anything else that this event helps grow the sport and inspires young people to play hockey. I think they're going to get their wish.
And hear from Jack Eichel on what the tournament and finals meant to him.
You know, maybe the average person who's not a hockey fan has watched these games and maybe been drawn to the tournament. It's obviously not possible without all the players, and I think their willingness to compete at such a high level is what, you know, has drawn fans to this tournament.
All of that and more this week on Nightlife.
Scars fade and broken hearts heal. Champions skate into history. For one more game, hockey's brothers in arms will fight on opposite sides and put country before club.
For one game, we're foes, and Friday when we travel back to Vegas, we'll kiss, make up, and get ready for Saturday.
USA versus Canada. Truly a best-on-best finale to the Four Nations face-off. Eichel and Hannafin against Stone and Hill. Four Golden Knights pitted against each other. Men who toil together in pursuit of a championship, chasing the same dream, but this time from different sides. Two will grab glory. Two will bow in defeat. And then they'll rejoin in Vegas to pick up the torch that they hope will light their path to the Stanley Cup. All return to Vegas different players than when they left. They have learned lessons that can help the Golden Knights. These tournaments make players better, tougher, smarter, hungrier. Big-time players crave big-time moments. It's why they play. There will be only one champion to claim the Four Nations trophy. The tournament, with no past and no future, will make way for the return of the World Cup in 2028. But don't say it doesn't matter. Don't tell the Canadians or the Americans. They want to win it. It's not an appetizer to the Olympics. It's been a meal on its own.
It's a Game 7, right? Like it's for everything, and you're going to see desperate hockey. You're going to see everything you saw in the first game and more, I imagine. So it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and we know we're going to have to bring our best. You know, they're going to be better. We know that, and you know, we'll be better as well.
We've had fights, huge hits, electric goals, scintillating saves. The Swedes and Finns have stepped aside. Canada's history of dominance is threatened by a defiant U.S. squad. The Canadian players yearn to join Olympic and Canada Cup champions. The Americans want to stand alongside the authors of the Miracle on Ice and 1996 World Cup winners. Chances like this come along rarely, maybe only once or twice in a career, maybe never. They'll be friends again Friday. But not just yet. First, we'll get some hockey steeped in animosity. That's the joy of international best on best. Four Nations, down to 2. Face-off can't come fast enough.
This tournament obviously meant a ton to every one of the players from the first puck drop. We saw the reignition of an intense rivalry between two countries that had been lost for a while. Right in the middle of it, several VGK stars represented both Team Canada and Team USA, including forward Jack Eichel. You just heard about the meaning of this tournament and rivalry from Gary Lawless. Now it's time to hear it from Jack Eichel's perspective.
How would you describe the rivalry between the U.S. and Canada right now?
It's definitely alive.
And this Four Nations face-off matchup is underway, and the gloves are off. Matthew Tkachuk and Brandon Hagel, reminiscent of the old days.
You know, there's a lot of animosity, and I think both teams take so much pride in representing their country.
We're going to see both Tkachuk brothers sitting in the same penalty box. This was set up.
Here they come, right, you're right.
Here you go.
their willingness to do anything to win, and their leadership, and just the type of guys they are. They've been awesome, and both amazing players and leaders. And yeah, it's been a lot more fun being on their side than being against them.
This is like 1996 when this building opened up with the World Cup.
Well, emotions were high. You have two teams that are both taking a lot of pride in representing their country. You have the added emotion of the crowd and just the whole spectacle of being there, and it was probably a long time coming for two nations to square off in this somewhat new era of players. A lot of those guys hadn't really played each other in that sort of format before, and I think whenever you're donning your country's colors, there's something more to that. And so I think both groups had something to prove, and I think that's what probably caused so much of that raw emotion that you saw.
Across the line, played it down low, and they score! Jake Gensel ties it for the United States.
Just the desperation, the competitiveness. I think in that game you saw it from both sides. Willingness to block shots, willingness to back check, the little details of the game. You look at special teams, you look at producing offense. Like there's so many great players on the ice, and when you get down to it, a lot of times that's what separates winning and losing, and it's usually one mistake here and there. And with the quality of players on both sides, there's not really a lot of mistakes that are made.
You gotta protect the wide lane.
Now it's Larkin with a burst of speed. He scores!
Yes!
Dylan Larkin in transition gives the United States the lead for the first time tonight.
Maybe the average person who's not a hockey fan has watched these games and maybe been drawn to the tournament. So I think it's done a lot for the game of hockey, and I think the buzz around the tournament and our game has been great, and tons of credit to everybody involved, especially, it's obviously not possible without, the four nations and all the players, and I think their willingness to compete at such a high level is what, has drawn fans to this tournament.
The Canadians running out of time. Empty net. Larkin has Gensel with them. Jake Gensel scores!
I think a lot of people take pride in being American, and there's so many young kids that are watching this tournament, and I remember as a young kid what it meant to watch the United States, hockey team, and how much pride I took in that, and something that we've needed, and that ability to represent your country and play for something more than just a franchise or a city or your team.
The United States is going to end its drought against Canada international competition, and they're going to play for the title of this inaugural Four Nations face-off on home ice in Boston on Thursday night.
There's so many people around the country that are watching us and rooting for us, and we're playing for all of them, and we're playing for the red, white, and blue.
Time for our first break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, the stage was set for the championship battle between Team USA and Team Canada.
Welcome everybody inside Electric TD Garden.
Gentlemen, good luck to both nations. Let's get ready for an epic battle.
Don't go anywhere. Nightlife on Scripps Sports will be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife.
It's moments, okay? It's going to be a whole bunch of small little moments in the game that's going to lead to one big one in the end. Let's go, boys. Come on.
You guys are built for these types of games. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere.
That's what we wanted, right?
It's going to be a tight game,
It's a rivalry.
an exciting game.
And who wants it more?
Big check by McAvoy on McDavid.
Both teams want to win.
I expect their best, and they should expect ours as well.
Jack Eichel played it down low, and they score!
Crosby defends to the front, and they score! Crosby sets up Stone.
The stage was set and the hype was real. After a few days to fine-tune the lineups, Team Canada and Team USA were set to do battle. in one of the most anticipated games in recent memory.
This is a massive event. I think we all understand that. Talking about how great you guys are going to be tonight, I have somebody really great to do our starting lineup.
Hello, everyone. First of all, congratulations. You made the hockey world proud. Oh, Bennington in goal. Yeah! Taves on defense. Carr. Yeah! Point. Yeah! Stone. And Connor McDavid.
It's been an unbelievable ride here. Now it's time to finish the job, right? This team was built for this moment. The building's going to be electric.
Welcome everybody inside Electric TD Garden. And both coaches talked today that they hope more than anything else that this event helps grow the sport and inspires young people to play hockey. I think they're going to get their wish.
Gentlemen, good luck to both nations. Let's get ready for an epic battle.
One thing that the Canucks will love to do is just stir the waters up.
Harley for McKinnon, trying to weave, he scores! Through it toward the net from the top of the slot.
Nate McKinnon now leads the tournament with 4 goals. McKinnon's given Canada a 1-0 lead.
Here's Dylan Larkin, stopped by Bennington. Larkin the rebound and went right through the creases. He centered one. And back on to Taves. Now a wraparound by Matthews and they score! Brady Tkachuk knocked it home!
Matthews wins this puck from McCarr behind the net. And Brady Tkachuk, as he always does, is around the crease and he just jams this to the net. Let's go!
Stone right out in front as it came right to his stick. Hannafin threw it toward the net. It's free! And it's still free after the attempt from the side of the net by Hughes. The period ends. This game had tremendous anticipation coming in, and it's lived up to it. The fans are on their feet.
I loved our period.
I know we're going to be better, right? I know we're going to be better. They haven't seen it yet.
There's a good team over there, right? They're going to push a little bit too.
It squirted out to Larkin and back to his good buddy Werenski. Right on net. Rebound Matthews tried to pass. They score! Jake Sanderson!
Sanderson's given the U.S. their first lead. It's 2-1.
Team USA has killed all 7 shorthand situations in this tournament, including 2 against Canada, and the USA wins Saturday night in Montreal.
Eichel broken stick. It's now a 5-on-3.5.
Almost midway through the game, 2-1 United States. Eichel got a skate on it without his stick, and it's cleared away by Slavin.
That is an amazing play. So difficult to do. He read the pass perfectly, and with his foot is able to deflect it.
Here's Miller, 2-on-1 shorthanded with Larkin. JT Miller, Dylan Larkin stopped by Bennington. It's still Larkin, tough angle shot, caroms off Bennington up into the crowd. 6.5 to go second period. 2-1 United States. There's Mitch Marner, high slot down low, Bennett scores!
And Bennett, who's got 18 goals in the regular season, puts this short side shelf. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Benny! Out of the way, Mark!
Here's Marchand with Bennett with him. And the trailer. Jarvis and a block by Slavin. Always in the right place for Team USA throughout this tournament.
Slav, that was special.
2 fantastic teams, a terrific game. Overtime it is.
Full score, the winning goal tonight. We'll find out in extra session.
Keep going, Mike. Keep going, Mike. Play better.
Time for a short break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, the conclusion of the championship game in Boston.
Your effort has been phenomenal. It's not done. All right, all these little things we did to get here is now for the big moment.
We can still do a better job playing on top. All right? Make sense? Let's get it done here. Come on.
All right, be a Canadian hero. Let's go, boys.
Don't touch that remote. Nightlife on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nightlife. With the championship game knotted at 2 apiece, it was time for sudden death overtime at TD Garden.
Your effort has been phenomenal. It's not done. All right, all these little things we did to get here is now for the big moment. All right, be a Canadian hero. Let's go, boys.
We can still do a better job playing on top. All right, make sense? Let's get it done here. Come on.
A chance to be a national hero for one of these players. Who's going to score the game-winning goal and enhance his legacy?
It is a really cool time for the National Hockey League.
Jack Eichel, you're next.
Eichel from a tough angle. And the rebound carried off Bennington up high. Around and handled by Larkin. Side of the net, Gensel out in front. And Matthews stopped at point-blank range. Bouncing puck, Matthews again. Again kicked out. The follow-up stopped by Bennington.
The U.S. has had all of the great chances.
Off the draw, Matthews again. Snatched by Bennington.
McDavid's line, McDavid's line.
Offensive zone face-off, Matthews, McDavid.
McDavid, but he won 12 out of 14 in their opener, and he won that one and got a shot on. Centering pass, McDavid scores! Connor McDavid wins it for Canada!
McDavid puts this away. A pass from Marner, a finish by McDavid, and this is perfect into the top of the net, and it's over.
It means the world to our group. As you can see, everybody battled so hard all week, so that was special.
The story is Jordan Bennington.
He was brilliant. He makes big saves when you need them to be made. Spectacular overtime for Bennington. Finished by the game's most talented player, Connor McDavid. Just a remarkable tournament, and Canada wins.
Time for our last break here on Nightlife. Coming up next, with the tournament now behind us, the VGK are ready for the stretch run.
Get here today to see all the guys. I mean, it's definitely hard to flip the page right away. It was such a big game, such an emotional game, and just seeing everybody's faces again, being back in the room. I mean, it's exciting. So I think we're all ready to get going again.
Hear from some of the VGK representatives about turning the page. Next, right here on Nightlife. Welcome back to Nightlife. With the tournament over, the stretch run is officially underway. We talked with some of the players about what the experience was like and turning the page.
Well, it was great for hockey, I'll tell you that, because it's almost like 4 Game 7s, right? We had a feeling as coaches that it was going to get amped up in a hurry, just hearing the players talk. So I was not surprised that they played at a high level. You don't have a lot of room for error, so I felt that way on the ice. So to see the best players in the world go at that level is something. But then watching them check as well, right? If you want to win, you got to keep the puck out of your net. And that's why there just wasn't a lot of room out there, even for the best players, especially the final game, right? It was tough to find any ice. So it was a great experience. Obviously, being on the winning side helps that, but no matter what, I thought the hockey world got really dialed into it as it went along, especially in Canada and the US. So it'll promote the game and also generate a lot of buzz for the Olympics in a year from now.
The games were as fast-paced as they could have been. I knew it was going to be intense games. I knew it was going to be tough, but I did expect it to get a few more, scoring chances. I mean, it's tight. Not a lot of time and space, but the pace was out of this world for those games. And you might only get one chance a game to even get a scoring chance, never alone score. So, getting all the best players out there on the ice at once, it was a great experience, testing your game and playing with the best players in the world. Trying to win the championship and trying to win for our country. That's just why we play. That's why we played. That's why the Americans played. That's why the Swedes played. They wanted to win a championship for their country, and those games were awesome.
But I got back today and there's no parade, so I mean, reality kicks in. But in the moment, it sure felt good. I'm not going to say it was like the Stanley Cup, because that's 9 months of with the same guy, and years of, but it was certainly something I'll never forget. And it's a memory that'll be up there. And the part about it separates it a little bit is representing your country, right, is always an honor. So that part's a little different than maybe the Stanley Cup part.
when you're going through a cup run, it's you know, it's a few months. It's every day for, you know, whatever it is, 2.5 months, however many weeks it is. I think the grueling part of it is greater, and what it takes out of you. Just the biggest takeaway is just an honor to be a part of an event like that, and to be able to represent the country. You get back here yesterday, it's been a while since I've been home, and yeah, I think you turn the page and get ready to play again, and the good thing for me is I haven't been off, so hopefully I'm still in game mode and game condition, and it's nice to be back.
I think when I got back last night to Vegas, just settling in, get back to routine, get here today, see all the guys. I mean, it's definitely hard to flip the page right away. It was such a big game, such an emotional game, and it's definitely a bit tiring after you play in situations like that, but just seeing everybody's faces again, being back in the room, I mean, it's exciting. So I think we're all ready to get going again.
That does it for this episode of Nightlife. Make sure to tune in next week for all new VGK content. Before we say our farewells, however, we leave you with some of the best images from the Four Nations Face-Off.
Okay, gang, it's time to play.
It's going to be a whole bunch of small little moments.
We got an unbelievable opportunity
that's going to lead to one big one in the end. Let's go make our country proud.
Welcome to the Four Nations Face-Off.
Come on, boys, come on, boys.
Let's turn up the heat on these guys.
Best on best, and still the best.